Assalamualaikum bari ngolungal kontom mo bedawada ani be watu to. Kontum rokola snal bismillah na programo min kasudo jang lokmo lokong nenyan tembensita jamano. Bari mala Mustafa Jammeh min besirin programo kunna nyentembe Boki Deglukati England New York Fiji Sky Power Radio and TV services by Echo Studios West Yorkshire Leeds Stencil Mount UK Dylan Bismillah Dylan Jajab Sitin Buntu program Jamano and accent Harit Mustafa Jammeh Nekalan Fiji Rajabi Yo, ninkum bo nyaman dalda ka ke nyamen lokon ni nyantemben sita alal de maro to korenke muntananjang bi nyinengaro kono bo fono abakela kuleti miya long ay mol sulan na jamano ka abakela kuleti miya long ko wala nyanta kela abakela kuleti molo bo fo kan anyanta mol makoyla so ninkum bo nyama alfa bal mini bemve lokon ngi katarajang de fofan kela mi tentula ngela sa follow luntambala adema gelundan sa honorable adema gelundan dijang Honorable Bakari Camara, Condom, and Burajensina Dunkacha Kunkora. Honorable Bakari Nimbara.
Inimbara Bage Mustafa. Better for non contona, aning Lamural Mumube. The opportunity meant in a Purukana, Nimbadu Sekacha, Kakacha Kola, many along with Ning Bankola. Alhalola bi wando banku mola sulobe kol menugang meni alon ko be koleare mbake so akumata purunga nyo hakil maaje wando ka fo nyo munabe kering bawo ni mol ya kala mo daw ko ma balal isaje se fe role keno kaje ko kol be sone ala nyame
ni marabake honorable sol nga nuyo
be mo be kontona min kan jube nyu wato kono ando min ben la moy kan mbalbe konton la tol na la konton honorable be bismillah la programme to this is the second time benta abaraka bake nalong albe busy ring bari ya ko nyame nyim banku do quality so ala baraka bake ko nyaado do mal inshallah
ene marabake so honorable benna kachakungo bari telom expert oti ufannala Lafta min jibela bilo mi yalon ko pasta député la do ko menti fo ya kele bang bilo pasta min nyanda kele je faketele famanke bang molla e ga fanya de le balu min be dendi molla balu wala fo nyanda kol min nyanda kele je iketele fo manke bang wol mu kuti mi yalon ko ay mol sula bake honorable b makoy hono dia kulla be dendi nyinku kuma bu honorable
baraka bake Mustafa o nyinen karo kuma da bake ngamra covering 2020 covering coronavirus fendita dunia kon ni tara banku jama yela approach ni ya faline wolam ni ko la nyati linya ila banko la fankol nyanda tamala nyame quand même for social sector mole emphasis la wala ka iko sign dunia ba coloring social sector wala education health and agriculture mole nyati lingol la bake so ikaje ko depenso ka wara bake wala la fanal abo kono Gambia fana mu bangol de me alongo ila nyatili nya laftatili no do wala be katol ke kam pour nyatili nyatili ngela bake wol jata kende ala karola anin karan la karola anin seno la karola ñun non mu dulal men alongo ko mayat Mustafa ni aji be appropriation bill na pass akera appropriation act na bota constitutional la banko kan budget wala the most important document banko kan yo ni na tan tola 2024 budget o jube me alon ko dibitol ya adde dala fo pare ntela jibe roro nyatili nyanyanta kele menu la bake han ka be saren cause ni haklo bakan health insurance act is no longer a bill sa manke below sa act la mi ko president ya sign na gere loi anu ni jare ni ajibe social sector me alon ka ko mata so mbe yillare nyimma ko allocation obe kala jele bake kaje ko isaje ni health insurance biloni health insurance act ngase tamano isaje ni sasata itara loptano ro hannin ko do tebul ebe jaralo sodolal yo bari na kisro me yitande na nganyinin karo manga nga boji roju be nga kisro manje allocation manke 2020 boji do ni ajube allocation manke health insurance la karol wala nyinde dibite bu man ko di kundo ka fa nyina be kala health insurance la ko en ki jo fara baake fo nga dibitol dol ka tan men yalla ko committee nyi gon kay nyinin karo ga mune o sabu because source of the funding in that act you go source of the funding one of them over kala money wala ngo any money appropriated by the National Assembly and levies nyon begala our telecommunication sector wala begala source de mekodo wala la kana health insurance finance but sign indipte bu man kodo kundo kaje ko wala begala health insurance te yalo begala kole akola de baake sign munem dalilodi munatena kodo man lo allocation o manke kabo dipto la karola pour ka health insurance ni londi wala nyinin karo de me alon ko aman jabino in fact ndeta to the point nga health la principal accountant no nga engage why han ka be health insurance belonging among tano ya itande ko ye minister of finance kar dantan commando ye request somebody le pour $1 billion dila isaje so pilot project ko in start no it's a pilot project ko in start no Demme Foundation Hospital wala mbundu maternal and child health but wol do man keno kanun ko do man soto so sign ndolle health insurance ninku Mustafa as we speak maybe men do ten tole mbara mantra tamaka wala na kabre ada dula ntede uta baga kana kanun political tools de anun sai ngaje ka be yela maka be kala wol because I was part of the committee health committee many along go we clean the bill and that extraordinary session na ko di jama dunda je kaje ko immediately janning 2021 election nim bill e pass but sign data le fom fata stage or me along ko allotale muna aloni dibitol man ko di kundu kadaje masa ko nanyanda mem fanan kala other source of funding me fanan me nyanda kala pour ka ko do ni soto amantra soto in sign tek
honorable woku ni ko ya warata baake ni ajibe wala sign dibitel yamre kala do ko kala ma ila jero
adasatale ni ela do ko ke yalo ni ajibe overseas ne budget 2024 jibe Mustafa go overseas medical treatment $60 million is being allocated for that one ni sasata ite jara no la jang inyande sambala banda pour que te jara je ko do men allocate wala $60 million anu ne ojube alamantangala Mustafa o mol men ke nafa so ke benefit wala o man ke internete director nim permanent secretary ning ministers nola so anu ne
wonyanta kela alondi yalondi banko dingo bele bam fo director woldro na yanda benefit la fo banko dingo belo
normally it's for senior government officers akaka wala bar sign kabrin diamo keta dibitol dama noise make ye ma kan ke nyinin karol ke sa minister la jabiro ke remende no this is for everybody madame mo gambian already ye right sort le pour ko do nye soto bari wol kola wol forum kola len kana mol jebe wo siela konko atol yalo nyama atol men bet babu go fon ka la kala nga ko do fa nyogan kar lafta dala jara lol so automatically anyan open like a move it sometimes wol ka but ning common people lafta as sort ko do nyanta ka kola yalo bari yalo normally munaka overseas treatment no sa war ba ka personal problem de jama ka ke machine wala man so do men nyanta e jara la wondo borol ninga nyin $60 million natin jam o masingol ñun wondo borol ñun nga sangol ngamra wa be sone ala pour jaralo ñi ke jang dan nga ta ko moy sasa nge kumbu itanil escort be aleta babu yati ke do da ka jaw yal So wom kule de me alongo diptol ni el do ke ya that's all. Janika $60 million put aside for overseas treatment. It's better they pump that one into health sector like health insurance or lado eta masingol nimboro la karola because sometimes personal buga problem te back ni data level la ka masingol buga soto wando boro buga soto wando if personal we can that money ke train kaje ko jarlo be sot la janyame jani ba fla ko be ñun la wala so wom kule de Mustafa me alongo wa ko mata bak dibto la dogo be dasaren so $60 million taxpayers money ko bonije kada be molel jara la why not ali pump into health insurance because ni aju be budget of every year ministry e kaje van dollar is sad emphasis ka men wande tolka interest man all and traveling vote and be moto sana na director ma moto so mol be damen dunia ngan ko di wala moto dajaw sangolu anin tama bambalol wolmen the more bankol jama ka divert into other social sector like agriculture, health and education. So nim fana o silol tanu do mena be ala bakel.
So
Yes, lafta meaning kala William yalong already ali hold on. Okay, I'm coming. Al haketu me do gudula me sunyaro la burka. na ñinin kar follow wole mo ko yalong iko overseas treatment ning amanke ordinary Gambian nol man sakunda malondi pour ordinary Gambian nol so yalondi pour director la ministal ani kunu kumbal dal kumo sutiyandi so saying ning health insurance fanang en lafta nan la moy lal pour bol salong Ponying health insurance fanamu pour kunu kumbal talem bang fo Gambian ordinary Gambian letan. Lafta ulon na follow janembe na kudi kumu fola. Owe sene ya follow.
Baraka bago nyini karo kumara yala wo health insurance nyim for everybody. From age 5 from age 0 kata for 5 wo dinol wol tamu free the way it is captured in the act. And then Chiva control many alongo ebe 65 and above wolf and ambassador lale me alongo you already retired it out of 70 80 years it ala treatment on mekala free let wolf and abol kovalal or range many bodo many alongo active workforce ebe do working well their departments or ministries or agencies will try to pay for them. And then it's going to be like a government, public health health facilities service provide. There'll be private service providers. In solely hospitals, the board members will come and see whether you have the capacity in terms of men, you have the capacity in terms of machine through yes service provide. So if the board give the approval, automatically allow health insurance service provide. So the way it is framed and then captured in the bill, Olango have a mobile health insurance belonging bena fala nang akma tamat. More be jamina le retata le dinding olelmu. Wol masakona bajola ole many alongo be do call in active service the ministries the department or agencies will try to pay for them so another wala nyam
so saying kom na bal nim fal mi alongo wol man tara man sakunda do kola man tara private do kola wala do ko wala musenoti sango sanne me ka senoke so for health insurance nyingi I will include le bank farmer include na include I cover nyadile
I telephone include le because in fact target mu wolelde e bajela ko because what be many bo re to yenye mem fade se sasa ba di se mira ko and mam ko do so pour ngata lotan so anata la pour ka wolle fa target baga wol ni bulata wol kono men yalon ko senelal lel muti ebe sirin so kono e mantra to bab do gola ete ke balu senole la a beta include la health insurance beta mari include la bajela ko eta mari ya soto the act ñu kono ya frame wala ñama be je wala ñam
okay akumada sal malam fo ibi jela ban sal mane ñim fannati mi alonko sal ayete male ne ajibe idemo expert ol do fannala Mr. Mane Salif malam fo kam moy la ban sal okay yeah all right okay min keda saying bari ñimu fennet mi alonko Gambia dingol le sula dala ñimu fennet mi alon okay sal malum fay kam wala ba okay man nga jibe ibe mi
yes nke moy
akumada nakacha yaji malum fay be folo kam bam bare ay min fo jang coming ko dolo bije
haba folo
ha mimbe loring mole because ne jibe ñim fanna ite mo expert olti in the ye janna health system ite do ko lawol de yaji la janna health system katama nyame bari ay fina fo Gambia tato malum mene bakele la kono to diati wo fanna la after contondro ne mol contong once again ibisima
yo me contona altoro anal contong wala fanan to musalif manelti Mustafa Leng invite the program or ngakela moirati, but obviously while bela moiro information from binaka mi alonko finance contribute to the debate. Honorable, thank you very much for explaining Nying health insurance. Aketa biloti, but among implement no. One thing in the mirror, yalong health insurance systems. US wole bije ni doctor on patient o jela ko do folo kala tabulo kan janne ay patient o fara ni ko do mala tabulo patient o bitaji ndolla UK jang National Health Service le bijang as long as you are registered with a GP anytime you can access it. Gambia, unfortunately, in health insurance concept, it has not been carefully thought through because mune osabu ni na population ojibe and in the healthcare needs per individual ni ajibe doctor gelebe Gambia per head of population doya batale and ni ajibe finance more many are in rural communities yamra ko will be aware of there is anything such like health insurance will be mira be futala will be access la nyade. So having the concept is one thing, implementing it is another thing, but following it through successfully is a different thing. Remember, health insurance, it works better in systems like US system. Obviously, being agile, it works there very well. Nima register with an insurance company. This has had a movie it you know. In fact, Obamacare, the whole concept of Obamacare was to reduce many alonko they are outside the insurance zone through all finances some inclusivity. So don't know they were not included before. The health insurance wenyami but na Gambia fana ni ajibe na healthcare systems there are institutions in place many alonko if you invest in healthcare we would have a very successful healthcare system. Take for example na fenkolo na noskundal local communities na noskundal fenko primary healthcare will be Gambia healthcare needs, what about drive forward? Near neglect wrong, the whole healthcare system would collapse because when you put in place a healthcare system, you have to think about accessibility. And on primary healthcare, they are better placed. You study schedule over and over again. I'm meeting Olkeda in the 80s, the Bamako concept. Me along primary healthcare, if you put a scan machine in primary healthcare, how many people do you think will ever access done without a scan machine? So if a doctor is covering a primary health care 24 hours, how many people will be successfully treated at primary care level? Imani Kata Banjul, Serakunda, Mansakonko, or Makati. So the whole healthcare system needs an overhaul in them. And another overhaul, it needs to be looked at from the perspective of the user. And the user majority of the people, they are poor. They live in rural communities. Their access to healthcare facilities is poor and poor and poor. So I don't think health insurance is the solution. Obviously, yake piloti lualo, but honorable Tandiloko, ima implement no, and I can see why.
Honorable because Sally observation of info, I don't expert already of an observation of Yamwell.
Yeah, Ngamwele Mustafa, I totally agree with him. In fact, another watola me alongo. It's like what when you worry will be manifest because I was very, very worried. Another time when in fact the bill came with certificate of urgency for an extraordinary session for below in the time of election was just few months away. So on I attended but Rosing this is going to be a problem. But in that trial, ministry at then Kabri Naranum Parliament the parliament is not on session. So they talk to the partners. kaje ko be kodo sot la partners nyol bulu nyame ka dibitol ko mane kada extraordinary session la me along go within a day or two alia give alia pass. And this was our worry. Ndol diam na kai go view Ross. Do you have a plan? Goes these things. Nima plan like what we are experiencing now. Akata fail. So wala kada Italia Ross le dorong. Kaje ko akata I'm very sorry to say, but wala kada campaign tool le because ngamwele immediate pass dorong. Political water kavongali ajele health insurance bill on nadi. Me along go ni sa data lo tano rede fenjol. So campaign kera la banko ka. It was like a women enterprise fund keta nyame. So akata tool le wala na failed. But fine, sign na ninta mito robela sign already president ya sign akira luat. Dengar effort nyanta kelale kaje ko kodo si soto anyanta tamala nyame. But actually ko mane people have to have a better plan for some of these things. So waleng young problem what arose kale and then a proper study market because untolbe dame wala if we insist go and ngafo ko altali nyingi the National Assembly is not willing to help. So the National Assembly, a special due committee and then public finance committee, a special session sort of 5 good days to clean the health insurance belonging together with the health expert in Minnesota Nyambango Kanya. The entire extraordinary session na passed. That was 2021. So when inside the mangana ninga Catholic, Kajiko Kodo Nyimbe Kodo is sort of Kajaka Tamala Nyame. But women na for market. So menga ke worried dibitol menu and a manay mode of information for Gambian Oliala health insurance be caring one of fata care okumara back dantan din ne olong anu o dantan din nyanda alona yalum proper sensitization on nyandagal dantan din me alon fana yalom political platform oleka to nyabem kilene de yaitan de lako nyinen first time bankola tarikoto ibe sasala eta lop tanore de fenjola president leonati je itel ka fo nyam e ka fa nyam exactly ka fo nyam president Leonardo Jan so nale katro fa yo president albo si fa jama lel jelaja mol be banko kanya me alongo i mantra e han kabi malango health insurance be kere information o ka lag ba kan banko kan ma ko dol kata tamaka nin banko dingol yalon kende ke ko la nyanto nyanta na nyame am so ko lol de terla tamaka information o man filter down to people ka longo health insurance kabrika insurance card ni isu aketa nyamen ikata community do 5 days ye bodo and then ye 2 programs le join yola ye menke health insurance card be dila mulla warame wole kani national birth certificate le isu nyol so ega birth certificate adoro yenela health insurance card tayeta so imong community man cover well nyanda til nan kamol menikala the exercise was very bad because I took the trouble then director of health education ka call kaitan dalakon what is happening on the ground among correct. So in fact, moduli okele go yan dolum politician ole no kusifal mbakanda moduli okele just to get the birth certificate because once you have the birth certificate take a chance in sort of for your voters card sort of. So one of the reasons behind the in a rose way often under so it was not properly planned health mulma information also hankabi because mulbe mbako kan hankabi niko health insurance ke jubel ake kefe go ko makudol fo munengo imalo
Exactly.
so mbata ko de me alongo be nyaabe tilinde wala wala fam be adna mallono
Ako bala pa wata bagi honorable because ni ajibe dibitel mini bije mol ko dibitel la muy nyal mara woto akamul ne ko dibitel wol bije pour ikungol le katu kole akumi mbako nying banko dingol nyanta na faso to la minto wo iko ke politique jorangodi that's scary come on honorable
Mustafa, there is a funny country. And yalom bangu kon sambo ni political manke kilindi. Nada pur banko na fala kola. Ila political kola landi jana ye nyate lim banko. But everything kapur wala na sustainability buka keno nyim banko ka mulka kol ke political kang. Sakum mbota nyin sanji fulo men konda wando nyin sanji kilomita mida de munat na fenjama buka la wano wala. Aka ke political aka na political ka. The National Nutrition Agency, Nana, a project also from World Bank. That's just an example. About $30 million. Less privileged household in Makoi. Every month, you got $3,000 per year from Makoyala. So, one other an corona water bendajang. And Dole Bata was part of the health committee. Fakataka Diamond Namole because Kumandangulu. Anin sefol ni alkalol kame yitandi molla wala ngon kala jala president wala ka kodo dial karo kari ka wili sabadi la pour ye famma koy So Nana has to call some of us, especially many health committee, go back to the people and sensitize them. Aliafo, look, nying manke political World Bank la mako role nyin. Because study le kera yaje ko mako robe sulo be jele purka mol ma. But wo nyaaw nya kumanda ulka anin sefol ning alkaloli igal kalol man kaita ni la mola altalia fa la mole ko nyimman sakunda mbe siri ya support because nyina man sakunda me alango kari wo kari e ga family lukman e ga sinkirol safe se sata ul kono e ga wili sabadile. So wo be mol batani baake dogo kono le ka call politicize me alango national issue la num banko dingol la na falen. So wo kole ata baake le wo munyim banko la kole alti baba baake ma mira mol la faamuro dasata. Because name man sakunda sini of course ni be mol nyato if you do your work there is no need to clap for you wala muita mari la do ko akamda nin suti e mani boto sanga sapala dimba ka fo en blanga mani boto once you it pareda pour your family mara ka depenso boni ka mani boto sang obo ko le ko neta mari nyanda mengel so ni be mol nyato to do well for your people, that's your duty, that's your responsibility.
So,
nafsa min contribute nanon demande dronko pour isi hakoto nyeje because yalo ko mumandiya bari tonya aka kuniyale ila kuma kangoto iko jama politique leka la do ko tarde wala kana tarde buka banku do ko jube o banku la nyato jube. So, for instance, iko pido ni galia ya Rosle. So, ndinga mira ko wo National Assembly ni wole mu State House. Like to angalia kami for rubber stamp because naya tara almanke rubber stamp ti motina la banda ayal force o ayal ros ali kupilol tamandi mi yalon ko almajubi because comme ite a sute nyamen kata pake niel nying ros problemol benala nyato bari hani sain albeda kota alia ros problemol be kala so jama diga men fo yalon mumandia mo nila yela comme yela do kolo andum yela value lo ye fan foroma ite son modo e kere de kula mealon ko sama ni tinyaro keda ito tinya bitara la jele so alnyanta balan na ko alte balan dola national assembly sa bon below pasta because ninga pasain ni problemo lewi na nyato so albe balan boko comme like jama until Gambian will can fengol tinya because nin bangala like Mr. Mane Bijang Gambian will bari akadogo Kenya men abuka Gambian doko tamandir nyakije akadogo tamandi kom doko nyanta tamala nyame amang Gambian nyajube amang Angleterre nyajube amang France ken nyajube because doko is rule min landi tika wulle noma because namen wul noma aba abifola la doko la bari je ki clear ba amoti hanni dibitel mi dayi do ko ke make meno be carte finally anni wol jigina ko jama anni wol bukasi because that dibitol e kami for surgery at least once a month or twice a month inila constituents kasile wol kana ke la problem wol fo e kachale e ke kilo liro wandi e ka dibitel la tamandir nya e ka ke karandala andu e ke sembentiya bari nal buka wolke wolte al holnol accountable at the end of the day obviously government nyim fanang alafta fansilale so president nying alafta molia vote ko denke amange to leti na opportunity je mi alon ko anyanda yusla ba yusla so na ya tara yalla doko tamandi anyanta tamandi nda nyame president de opportunity yusla ko NPP de opportunity yusla ka fo man sakundale kanyendila because abatara la molia pam ko ya lonko ning amambo president wala poso kon president mo manyin fon because ona flota blue so na flo nying hanna ya nati Gambia troyala imadi ala because atelem Adam Barrow ya diala because atelem president of the Republic of the Gambia and unie ko di bankola imadi NPP la ya di Gambian call bill so al dibitel al nyanda nyin consciousness le yitande la mola so that ni election wato sita ibe election o file not because honorable Kamara nga lonne abudanna sade oto o Mr. Mane nga lonne because londi tiba lembo ikal karte fale because al ka programol nim projectol minnati anum gal ka butin kewnya bari ni wo manke fahamro te kenola. So Manzakunda Bal use la drone from promote from entrench. So the opposition will always remain an opposition. So Manzakunda will always be Manzakunda. So problem all development inte nanola, iruate nanola. Because near Juve, overseas treatment maybe funding bekela jele. But national insurance policy because gali alongo do balbe benefit like it sembo dila wala but in budget ni ya jube si dinya la salary inata increase president barola salary inata increase agriculture inata tala education ni tala so sai munatina altel sita alewo jube alewo bilo pass munatina alman balankafo alinyi murundi president la salary amanya nakakapo because president onye amanyin be need sidinya salary ama need is as a person munatina be $77,000 a month
speaker
when mo ni sasata hani tata lopitano ko ibuka poro soto and lopitano la payment charges increase from $25 to $100 so Gambian generally be wo soto la pour ka woto munatina albesila alko altel al represent the Gambian la alkasong alkawo bill sifal pass in parliament.
Mustafa, can I comment?
Yes, okay, go
yes. Your points we raise, they are absolutely the root of the problem. Because the National Assembly, there's a big disconnect between National Assembly, what goes on there, and in the people they represent. So, ila behaviors, ika bilol min pass, ila discussions. Jama, ibika ordinary community members, ibika involved extensively. Kwenyante involved lenyani. I mean, a big project like health insurance, amanke project Chahand. I mean, putting aside 60 million through overseas treatment. It's nothing. It's a drop in the ocean. Because Gambia 2 million people. Kurang. Gambia can need, private medical care treatment formula in the Gambia. Mojelomoti per annum. Asia battle almost every day. So we have come to a point where what I'm telling observation today. Ni kuranta in the Gambia, even most of the Mimbe Lore in the Gambia or outside the Gambia, if you are not very lucky, Ibe Fala. Because you won't have access to diagnostic tools. Momimbe Isambala scanning machine. Scanning machines are expensive nowadays. You're talking about Dolby 5,000, Dolby 10,000. And if you cannot afford that, it means ila diagnosis abe lateral coding. When it comes to treatment, medical private care in the Gambia, there is no statutory body minka wala operations anila activities minka monitor and aka audit aka book accordingly. So ni private facility ko look ntolla jang ka operation karekele anu ninga ke 9 out of 10 times aka successfully ya ko alla figosle ni ko fanan ni ko alla jam mojelle ka fajang private clinics are very expensive. Ndebada Gambia just recently na family member dollar health care bill at for over $65,000. So if we had no money, marite operate no. There was no health insurance to cover all operation anyway. So the disconnect between National Assembly and the population they represent is getting wide and wider because they don't bring them into the equation during campaign. Yajibe ni private care facilities already among statutory bodies of minka jibe model ka fanying institutional nyanke sorona da ban fo manyene sorona shall we prosecute them for manyene prosecute la. There is a lot of medical negligence going on in the country. Mi alon ko mobika monitor no, mobika audit no,
Mobika, to keep an eye on it, Mobika no, there's no body TJ, organization TJ, Mika Fokolo, private healthcare facility carry mimbe bijilo, mimbe subuda, mimbe jabang. Over a period of 1 year, more tactile fata je, anunga jibele investigate lenga causes je ko, don't fata neglectfully. So let's prosecute them. What because I don't know. No soul doctors, is a behave in any way or manner. Mote sambalan to book. So in big ideas like health insurance, it came mirala put a financial implications, allow population access implications. It became better into consideration. Because Gambia need Tamina is completely different from a healthcare insurance. Gambia need Ninela, healthcare deal, mi alonko, momo be dauda, foibe sabijele, foibe burfudle, foibe basele, foibe manduarle. Nin sasata, you have access to a local healthcare facility. And in that local healthcare facility, ni duntaje, they will make so for if a diagnosis sotola, if a boro sotola, if a aftercare sotola, and you will walk home free. It a fall. So what kind of reassurance general population need to all? And that is very lacking in our country. If you talk about mental health, it's a completely different issue. There's no money at all for it. So mental health, the float can attend in wrong. Government and mental health neglect for many, many years. Physical health, So most situations, and this is from my observation.
Salif is an expert in the national health system in the UK. Nina the health I learned the balance of the water, so being an expert of sort of me alongo. Honorable, so thanks for coming. I know, schedule tight, but thanks for coming.
Honorable react on to my assassin.
Yes, honorable, yes. Yes, honorable.
Yeah, let me comment before solely a member. So I was there before, but I'm no longer a member now. So Mandara Jesai. But it's rather unfortunate. Gambia only a problem Balasoto in terms of Jumale Benyandakala or Dibre Bungo. I was a victim. Memphis side as an example. I was a victim. Just because of that. And I'm really happy, not because of incompetence, but because of tribal element, because of certain things more to make certain forces to Kajego Honorable Kamara Fala Siran, but it's not a problem. So Mol Bugaji be Nyumbanko Kango, who is competent, Nyanda Katro Fala Jumala Dibte Bungo, but the Kaji Bel Ninjumalaka can killing off. And then other factors, sometimes you sit down and think how some people manage to be in that house. And then the National Assembly, most of the time, is about numbers. And this reminds me of a particular period in our draft constitution on Jube. Because I know the efforts that I have made. I went as far as Netherlands to train me on constitutional building processes. So now, with all the effort, Nakatomenga failed that draft constitutional mantano. So Nimul Bafle Kafle Dibitolia Faibanta. It can be like of Nyoman, what the light of us, Ndel Mantra Molgonomenia Faiban. So Nibe Health Insurance Fanangibel. Ndolena Wosi died and the jail, but Omang Fintino Banda. Because Dantaneti, so Jamasonda. Another example is Capital Market Investment Bill. Central Bank Governor, the then Finance Minister Menati. The National Assembly bendi a bulky material may along go more than 150 pages. Within 3 hours, year pass. I stood my ground. What we are doing is very, very serious. Water is going to have an impact on the life of Gambian so why are we rushing? What is so urgent in this? We bring in with certificate of emergency. So, honorable member from Bakau, then no, let's refer it to a relevant committee. The committee and an expert will advise us better. We can come back. Elections are fast approaching, so we must pass this. and then the World Bank is trying to return the money. They already brought in 400,000, about $400 million. You will not another extra 400 million or more is coming. So if we fail to pass, Gambian will balikang inyanta mesodol. Just what I got out. One of the principal one of the health economists, principal health economist, Minister Menard. I wish your friends listen to you. You have a point. Some of these terms are written in technical terms. Who here can tell you understand everything? In fact, not all of us read this thing. Sagoka understand. So within 3 hours, so what's if a little bit caring? Not assembly members, Gambian all. Sometimes you don't need to blame the Gambian. You blame the people. Me alongo. The performance of a National Assembly member, Nyimbanko kan Jumalan dibde betodi, Jumal kara na kullero, Jumal kara na manyo biroro, Jumal ka maben na bade dulal. Wolen dibde kendot, even imu muneola debuka femfo, they don't care. You don't scrutinize the bill, you don't speak your mind. People don't care. Once he kete gela bade dularo, italen dibde betod. So nyinem banko kan, isaje go dibdo victimized, yabal kartola because amukana na bade dulal. What mo be performance manager? So these are issues. The National Assembly, like Salihu said, most of the members are totally disconnected. So you as a member, it's only understand because there's a fund. The opportunity is there. $12,000 is given to every member as your constituency allowance. Use that one. You buy fuel. Go and see your people. Talk to them. You organize community outreach. You explain things to them, and then they will understand. If the feedback then but very few of the National Assembly members are doing this.
And there's clearly an allowance to communicate, to pass the message on. There's allowance for that.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
I think
the constituency allowance is allocated for your.
Honorable Kamara justified last week. National Assembly members, he very bills number of pages in the they wanna read you, we understand and they pass it in.
Okay, you agree with me there, yes.
Very, very
yes, I mean, it's just hectic. We can all coming to end of year tough a little bit. We also are busy reading reports and responding and things. But and I agree. That's the thing I meant for last week, because you give somebody even the budget. It was 158 pages. You should read it within 2 weeks. And people who are literate, who are academic, that's even a huge task. Honorable Kamara and Salihu explained the disconnection. I'm just seeing the incompetence, because a lot of our MPs are not competent enough to even understand basic, simple things. Molka foloko alinga deputy bungoke local language, but I have a problem with that. Funga wo basic data, because people are mel bebe na documents are mel bebe na ibe angale kangoleto. So if we start talking about people should use the local language in parliament, then we are also disconnecting to our reality. So what we need to do is to start slowly introducing those local languages into schools whilst we build up on that process. Also the quality, Honorable Kamara talked about the quality of the MPs. Yes, that is a huge problem, because also I find it difficult to even blame the people, because all our governments from Jawara to today, all of them failed the population by not investing in civic education, people understanding why you should even vote for an MP. Why are we doing this? Why should somebody represent it? Because people have been kept to be poor. They kept being poor, and I believe that it's deliberate to keep our people poor. They don't even have time to think. Thinking the paso bebola muntole, jamale be kodo dilana, jamale nyanta kodo dilana. And of course, saying tribalism is institutionalized. The state, in fact, is state tribalism. Wole be ked inside. Was state tribalism ofanang saying aduntana politiko kono. So hanibe motombonna tribe anyanta mendila na abota muntole. So these things will be, I think, it has been instrument me alonko na government and na politicians are using this pour kana mol nya thinking because they don't, because nite malong ibe dipito tembo no la nyaadi me alonko for salifuli betata for honorable kamara betata for Suleiman. How do you know that? It's alone. It's a katali do yaji beko tonya honorable kamara ente akamako le ni mamma no so ka boraya le ngata jaay mani kilindina wara salifu mo fulo le let me go and do that. So these are these things. So for nga wuli nga wo mol karandi ka mol kala mol ya know what is happening. Ni wonte lato me continue la this caliber of MPs la MP sol jube ni be fen ko list ya sign for ka samba life le ni be siri be la moyora. How many of them are active? How many of them can you school us? I remember Kabrimba diaspora bill. Kabrimba discussion on Mborita Lenkata MPs Nuliar. Nke lobby. Believe me, some of them didn't even read. Ikafo ko bari married. Ndolekata nga be safe. Nga na hand over nyanta memfola. We had to go write everything. Nga submit Italian to read because we don't want to lose any chance, any moment. They went to shock. Go, okay, if we are seeing the cool pastor, imam men read, imam men understand. How do we do that? So we have a lot of work to do in Gambia. Doko siata, ibukala ikada tidame. All ye kudofo. MPs fanang, hani man karang, hani man cool understand. Last time on Webo Kamara, there's some resources, membe Marco Inola. Is that you call for him no?
Exactly.
But if you care, you ajube nim budgeto. Even the president la below. This whole issue cannot certificate of urgency. Say ngaje ko masakunda from kita criminal law sungo. Parce que certificate of urgency wo musunya rolet. Because we come sunya la, iman la fi mol ya long, ika tale ya ke certificate of urgency. Sa je molta jela, it a time to la pour ka jube, then so it's like legalize sunyaro. That's the certificate of urgency. Because the use of certificate of urgency ngamo isalifu ediamo about the health situation. Such kind of bill, such kind of things. Certificate of urgency, sa understand. But the president you put in those things, you will be certificate of urgency. So I get confused. Sometimes
I think the underlying factors ko atata nada be ignorance bijele, karambalia bijele, selfish bijele, hadumeya bijele, andung lanna balia ala bijele fanan. Because ni ku jube ni mu MP ni karte election win ibe kalindi lale. Ngamira ni kalindi ibuke kalindi ka fo mbelola na party mbenna party la principle or na ideologies and wolle sembentu yala National Assembly. Ni be kalindi la ibe kalila Qur'ano o Bible ko ibe tonyali sabatindila anu ibe la doko kela tapaliate tarala je nyo faram fanso de tarala je ani wo sifat. So ni kalita wola idini la Mario tema eko ebe wol tamandila sa nima wo tamandi yalo kufula levije afele ye fani afo ila Mario mi yeda afele ye fani afo menu election carte faye menu ye ndi député la anum sama alabe kidindila wala anum ini wol sibal ngamo e bunjenga fo ni bududo aragde public ko sunya ni pada wo bangu dingol be mo mi huluta mi ma hulu min kana hulu ini wol be la hakol tan so yalo wol be te yam funole dol be je wol medo so maybe judo braji dingol min be hulu ni ala wo fasi bulu kenze masilo ay fay dimba kon balote tarala jaay ma koy loya da wote tarala jaay ma koy because wo wato wol be mira la be kanala jami
Honorable.
So
Right.
I think wole bije because they personally I don't know. I get sometimes really so upset because
Yeah.
banku bije ning atara sama kita. Hita pula sama ni dan jengkunda dama o dan jalo kunda oba kunda sama ni nana da akadula belema. So ning bata nata Gambia kono. Of course, don't be wolte patani lonna. Because I remember in the 87s, for 87, 86, who Cabrin Congo de Nata Gambia. Del Bonongolon called Makalamuta. Bombon kana Bolongono kana mano aning new lingo sifal. Del na bani bijena sis, del bijena ninsol bijay. So man Congo. So bata kita nyawanya do katara je mi alon ko wolbuga bata for instance man sakunda do bulan sama kumbal wulta lonna bari fankamal wolle bina batal andum fankamal de siyata sama kumbal so na moli londi inyanti la foroya anila malo ika ko jabe inyanda wolle kantala because ima jama ka foro ndemu foro dingol di musum baldi ila foroya le hani jongo mi alongo ko society
Hani tata Suleiman
mi alongo akatonya le sabatindi abuka sila katonya fo anu akasila ala damala abuka nyong hadama dingo sila because ni jikita ko itela dunia balu bebe mo bulu ni woye bula ila dunia be tinyale bulu wote malla ala la kotengi so ni man sekunda ye bill of urgency nati I think there is every law look holol bije eka counter nyame bijele so dividend nyanta lon nako ni bill of urgency nati e nyanda dollar sotola it's bit similar da meka for the even though bill of urgency nata but in ta jube no la because this is crucial.
Okay,
so nyanda time then I'll can vote.
Yes,
Nimma vote lawyer da bo bembondi la UDP or think elect la next time or nimma vote baro bembondi la je think vote la next time. You are not there for the Gambians, you are there for these two people.
But Suleiman, I think most do their own interest. I mean, then you decide, okay, I'll do it because of your own interest. It's a I'm saying Gambia, Hanita Ngamira Parliament from Misiro Bijele. Hanita Dauda, Misiro Bijele. Ikatale from office time ways yeni moye appointments or akafe kombuta sabatuma da salingana wala eko kare besel I don't know if we connect le ite ko I believe ta alala ite be salila ni parete yeta sunyaro ke yeta tapale okay yeta bondi fengolta that disconnection for nang is malonda ntulla ala kafu ko believe ta alala fang ika question le because moment believe ta alala nyimbe fana mu fenkol ala bato wallet. The same thing Salifu Diamla about the health issue. Na health situation of Gambia will be far can like I don't know. Therefore, if I follow no social media lem ikafu jele do ndenga complain de fom parata. Nka Gambia no je fala nyame. Nene ma ko. Social media announcement to kesile. Anu de la peyo. No we no bijele. Other Africans so bijele. But if announcement to je like Gambia announcement to ka kenyame. And we don't know what is killing them. Moments ko jube munati nebe fakam munebe funding ke wollemde amanke kebati funding ke wollebe fakam don kari nin kar le diam to kunu afata nin kari ya samba lopitan afata nobody cares. And even Salifu talked about this checks and balances. I mean, more who is accountable? Jikita MPs mwela will mark all understand. I'm sure we have committee for health, but do they even understand this situation? Or are they even interested? Sometimes, when you have interest, because Gambian will be done, expert will be done, sometimes. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. Honorable Melin Salif Bolela, Health Committee, Salif mo expert when it comes to health. But in Binala, yalo nyininka jamala frajang honorable. Kulla mimbe den deputy 4 alman close to the mia lonko akafoko ni nyim so called bill of urgency sama purkafa ko I'll hang on a minute and let's hold on to this najibe ku wala bari dipitel jama bal bije wol ni ata rido e because last time na fu kan jenne no ha ba ko ka ko dolko ha bari sabale ko abere atale dana abere atale so wol be mu kulle ti min yalon ko wol ka ke lamay fo del de non fo dulati ge mi yalon ko aka dipitel sambenti aka je ko hey ning audience nada lol ndol fa nga ñi sembo so ka fa ko no ale amurundi fo ni nga jibe ko fo wo bi jela ma onon
Abaranga baga Mustafa obe jele atabannaje yaje National Assembly standing order soto is the Bible or the Holy Quran. National Assembly la procedure bebe all. So when a bill comes on National Assembly, because until nata wato na ngatara effort ketela purka amen because member dunje kablen 2009 le standing order. So ya itani na ko ye effort la purka amen but imake no. So immediately in 2017 2018 we have experts from Westminster and Irish Parliament. I was part of the Standing Orders Committee. Together with Honorable Sidia, we had about 3 weeks with those people standing order new review. New clauses provisional when a bill comes, you have 14 days. Alia refer to a relevant committee. Within that 14 days, the committee will look at it. And there is what is called section 53K. Motion without notice. A member can just stand up. Your motion, okay. You pass a motion without even informing. Because other motions you have to inform, but without even informing the members that I am relying on section 53K of the standing orders to refer this to a relevant committee. No, that motion, if it is seconded, then automatically I'll chance to because in fact, new will be standing order review la watome. Covering go below can parliament janaka pass in a day. It's not possible. How comes you do that one? From there, amendment another committee state. The committee is given 3 weeks, and each and every committee in the National Assembly they cover what is subject matter specialist. Like Mr. Mane National Assembly can contract him like a subject matter specialist for health. Matters may not go there because National Assembly members don't but if you work with Mr. Mane, may along go mala area that be advised la better. Then when you are writing report, when you are reporting to the plenary, Mr. Mane advice you be report. But will be calling Conco more after and think I'm often and Abijel. Is a Mansakunda and I rose now. This is with certificate of urgency, then a below not the parliament, Alicia Condo. And most of extraordinary session Kadia Dibitoli back because you sit for 3 hours, you are paid $20,000. Yeah, from mobile so the Malalan Europe mobile. That audience because I remember go below men for with certificate of emergency, that capital market. When I insisted, the member called me. Honorable Kamara Warado Beka fuel song and the ministers are giving 30,000 coupons. So it be balance and why not you just agree? Then you get your $20,000, you go home. That 20,000 matters not to me. But what is important is India. So Tapaleaf and Bilonar with certificate of urgency, Alice Alessandro, within 3 hours, Regalia Karabgaravali, Janita of the Sogon, you have SMS alert go. A transaction has happened in your account, meaning your sitting allowance is being paid. Okay, it's sovereign, but sincerity is very important. Even you know when the acute kidney injury problem on the National Assembly went on extraordinary session. From NPP 18 members, only one UDP is this matter must be investigated, and that MPP member was blamed for supporting that bill, for supporting that motion. But I heard from him, it was a new MPP left. Near next election, he can sponsor. I can go to other parties, but I will make sure that Memo Gambian call Nafanga. So, Solomon for sincerity, Alamuta Balian is playing a role. If I fall out with my party, then sponsor and I will not come to the National Assembly. And before coming to National Assembly, you've been surviving. Even Fendola Kegan. So make sure you go along. Someone if that you put your head up in Molsebete. So often I'm begging me along a collar bucket. A National Assembly members there are provisions in the standing order. Me along you. I'll say balang and then you can vote. You refer a particular bill to a relevant committee, like a model side when the former president bill nada. So members we are saying what is so urgent and bill of all of bill of there is no need for extraordinary session. But the members we are lucky they were paid huge amount of money, $20,000 within 2-3 days. Imam Fenge, others did not even talk. They just voted and then they blow in the year pass. So area the Mealongo, they are just ignoring. They know that the standing order has empowered them to a particular provision to rely on. Yeah, some relevant committee they advise you better. Isa the banko the battle sama blame lo the tarlamoje.
Honorable Yinko Silanta Baki, Asama Warahande.
I mean, and Jamal Venko, parliament oversight. Jamal Leka parliament, I'm not talking just the president, but Jamal Leka parliament control. Jamal Leka parliament oversight from the people. Is there any institution that have an oversight? Because now got people have it, and then of course going to the government. But is there any other institutions?
No. I think it's scrutinized. There's no institution that scrutinizes them.
That's what I'm thinking, that this also maybe we're looking into that.
Yeah. Parliament funka operate near outside politics. And more member do in Europe, America, it must include a couple of things. And one is equity and ethics. Actions and behaviors are guided by, ethics, morals, and equity. It's an output. How is it going to impact on the general population? Near Project Sambanang, it can measure reality. I mean, more general benefit in the general population. Not Project A, I mean, 100 people benefit, but Project B, or 20 people. It's a Project A prioritized, because at the end of the day, our output be more 100 benefit. But the way Parliament works in the National Assembly, debate bikake, at the end of the day, it can mean therefore the decisions they make are dictated by the executive. And the executive should be cut completely from the National Assembly. But the executive influence is so great that it has a grip over everything that comes out of Parliament. Number of fault from part from board. Yeah, mentioned people like Sidinjai as salaries. The speaker as salaries. In 2 years ago, speaker as salary be damning. I think a bit damning be. In I give no so mimbe basse. I have night duty. Ikawojo Jellela, no so mimbe Makati. Al Domoro, there is nothing make a funding encourage to join healthcare, to be part of the healthcare system. So you can see why, Project Balkana Gambia would more come in consider what is in it for me. Yeah. And if the margin is high, I'll go for it. If the margin is not high, it won't succeed. Even though if we implement it successfully, about 1,000 people will benefit in the population. They don't see beyond Itola shores. Because it will the zone. Anything that's outside the zone, I may told Nafafen. So you might in fact,
if I have many experiences in terms of projects in the Gambia. They will kill it. They will tell you. So don't genuine one soul will no go this way. Turning in Silola because in Silola you would everybody will count. I get shocked.
Banco found a whole budget. Banco found a whole budget. There should be a yardstick that each and every member of the population is familiar with. How so can we use allocational? There should be a yardstick. They should say, look, does it make sense? New salaries will increase, but the budget will increase. When what they are already having is sustainable. Why if another increase? So why is agriculture, education, and health not prioritized over foreign travel? Why?
Even the youth,
not justification.
They haven't even the budget for the youth. And also, why are we, Honorable Kamara, again with this budget, with this parliament thing? How come they are not stopping this last minute bringing the budget? Like every time towards the end of the year, you have push, you more stress. Can they not bring it early? Because no way, Jan. What you talking about, Juna? All of us will have time. Organizational. mitlale nga jube mure affect je and the population target group alesi ala discuss hani fenko last year le Africa strategy no we ko iba review la last year we discuss on that stuff for this year we have been to parliament. I don't know how many times and told invite parliament to discuss it, and then botaje foreign affairs for organize their own meeting to look at it on their own way. Then political parties for their own meeting on that. You more invite African groups or committee or for their own meeting all the way for B. Deadline was October this year for everybody said it over a year discussion you know katakana. So I don't know why the budget can not come early enough. They say in June or whatever, so that more see enough time to civil society nyoli are discuss because they because civil society for more budget discussion. No. Muka political party for na more you see a budget or discuss as a party. Muka for na more. So
and me fanake jakal. Sorry, Melody Amukundu. In areas where over budgeting, at the end of the financial year, where does the rest of that money go to?
Because
let me comment. And in fact, amendment is done this year. Before, what more? Name budget or later, the very day Minister of Finance budget or later, you are given 14 days to pass that budget. 14 days. Olatina num past 5 years, ndolga sleep num parliament kalaje. Ninga dati kaje ko nga target ni nga meet ngala parliament katraje to follow the continent. But saying National Assembly member for Upper Salum, just session before last, amendment or samanang. That period is being expanded. Saying 60 days. Minister budget roller and general campus for it to become an appropriation act and 60 days period. So expansion only has given the National Assembly members the opportunity to go through everything, and not only the National Assembly members, but even the civil society. For the autonomy of the National Assembly, because it comes from all that is an act. National Assembly autonomy bill is there, and it's no longer a bill but an act. Only chance found in National Assembly that they can decide on their salary, their allowances and others. So, but it's like the financial independent emphasis kala but all other independent me alongo you do ko kanyamete mo nya kono jubele. It's lacking. So the check on the National Assembly should come from the civil society. The civil society organizational members, sometimes you blame them. They are not playing their role. Look, with National Assembly members in Manyage, we will report them to there because again another check is the electorate. But electorate member Banco Kanya will book long, and how many people are even interested to know on the will come up and how many of them? Some kana some kono sinyafu nila molka menjam katambol. Those are challenges. I remember a day I got up to go outside. A member from Kian Central in diaspora or in Europe was asking, where is our member? Until they have to inform him that I've been in but rather salol. So Yamera no sifa tan lulu woro ben mogang. I play in the gallery. No. But these are things that are not happening. So people like National Assembly members taking those chances to do whatever. A session when the whole session at IBank, you are absent, and then you are nobody denied of that sitting allowance. Members and some absence are deliberate. I'm not part of it, but I'm a lot of members from the National Assembly, despite the fact that I'm not there. But so these are issues. Sometimes I blame the people. You're most not in the National Assembly. But how many of them understand issues? Look, let's serve a check and balance our National Assembly members. Very few. So these are challenges. Civil society organization role play our budget. 150 pages, 200 pages. Dump more within a day. Pass. It minimum phone can understand. Like for Nico budget speaking. The only interested area is for you never joke of Lalabam for one city along go joke of the budget roll. And the mental health issue is forgotten in this country. Our mental health act is colonial based also downside. And I'm not seeing the Ministry of Health making any effort. Mental health bill at our parliament, we amended. Non-communicable diseases like hypertension, diabetes are on increase in this country. There is no allocation for those one in the budget. Blame, I'm very sorry, but we have to say this. Budget is development budget and recurrent budget. But Minister of Health, what do they have 2024 in their development budget? We are expecting to see something like a lab. Let's start somewhere else. We talk to the partners kajigonga a standard lab sort of nyimbango gan isa go serum men keta nyimbango gan dinol menu fara ninga lab also test lab also, such things will not happen. But emphasis is only on traveling vote. They stood firm coming so the traveling vote difference.
Yeah, we are talking about mental health. Mental health act. You know, maybe 20. Well, not 20.
19.
Covering independence time. Or actually, so 3 years ago, efforts were made. You know, collaborative efforts were made to put it together. Yeah, present to National Assembly. Hans Sani, Imakeno Bilod.
Anyway, left me for it's like aiming for eco budget or economila for end of the year gata mentally.
Exactly.
Ninjan name kansul ba jube la ko okay end of year kana ko dindingol bije mbatunga dulal jube ba kala nyame.
Exactly.
So they wrote to me the other week iko ibinan na kichino refurbish la. So nga ko namuso mina kitchen kudo solo la. So gani ila bagaso na ta ye bundal dol bondi yang ye dol santu ultara itata. Nga no al din sabeleta ko alcohol binan na kitchino falin. Munati na albe dol di panelo da male nyinna. So you need to give me a new kitchen. So ekunyelo yalo mulbe ka orem kaya alla letaro leo. It's not mobile lega letaro ye mimpo aluoke. So inada panelo ina panel kuto kije inada bundal ni wolbe fali. So ihalo corruption bi jende bari ika ke in a way mold halo na ko corruption bi unless it is study ko is not right. So you need to put your foot down. But halo Gambia mo buka wojki. And of the Neko Jingal, but Iba Talantalana, because
Absolutely.
Iba Delela. So,
sorry, go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Me a Balafa Warandi. So, and Ndolbe Mugambian, we are talking about the Gambia. And we are all passionate and compassionate about what goes on in the Gambia. But Gambian Olukasi in a group of people. Yeah, this is okay. If I'm along in your conscience use, what I'm doing is wrong. Yeah, you know, need to sit up parliament, you below Ross, if a jealous to take home. But Gambian democracy, programs and projects put together that are detrimental to the society of growth, that are detrimental to more people Bolonkono, Volta, Kalamtela Pang, Minketa, Sako is a benefit. That are detrimental to the society as a whole, a forward going. Gambian democracy, a decision will make me alonko, I control banko la Yurwa, Akasendi Koma. It's a very sad psychological thing. And I don't know how we can get out of Mola mindset because Abe Fendema affecting in the Gambia. Decision will be community for tenting, Mola healthcare. Agriculture, Mola Danino, Binita Banjul, Mano, different grades.
Minewusi say yalong sama. Like for example, ninde nada suokono ngakudo nadi suokono na fama benyini kala yini kudo bondi mintole. Weda nga sunyale o nga tapalele o nga tombong. Abanyini kala aboda dameng. Ne ko do tombondiro le mabakula ya tombondame so ibo ko do mutala je ka jube fo molbina ka ko do nyenyeninga but it's saying ite hanni kata e ka do ko ke like ike joy la salary la 3,000 4,000 nde mula do maldi nde gana so ko every day ka 1,500 na dinga 3,000 e ba jube la ko ndelom dinkendo ite manke dinkende
I know
whatever you do consider kodenke.
It's very sad.
Family and everything it can consider. So society is a spread wide in the society. Gambia saying Jumalebe modo baha borindila, Jumalebe korda expensive local, you know, Jumalebe, you know, like exorbitant lifestyle lead can more kidney. So we are you know, everybody is virtually a thief in the government.
Yeah.
Virtually everybody is a thief. So Dolby J Tata Fumfo Italia Jeko Sunyaro wo is amange kuja woti anymore.
It's normal.
Yeah.
So Sunyaro mudinkin reality. So Nite Nata J like Honorable Kabareko Ikajika Nyumutin Kurungal, Yiman Labi Vetna, Ala Pulaji. Because it was 20,000 only because it Palanta Purgali 20,000 only so it within 3 hours it demand more so it sideline. So it doesn't matter come like hey, Mr. Maria Fonyami. You looking at the future of the country, it's retrogressing the whole progress of the nation. But it is jube, ikela bida male jube. Iman sama jube, iman kunun jube. Ibe dimi kunun wole kumaete. So woka banko sambanyato.
Back.
So in fact, until you understand ko banko yintil bele tamu banko yinti, and each and every one of na contribution, whether directly or indirectly, would have a ripple effect on the development and progress of the nation. So unga diam, until do lindia mutaika buha, itebe ko be government support la, be para support la kudol bije manyan na kawo for public. You know, if manyan na can be outspoken. But at the end of the day, if I'm not outspoken, who am I?
Yeah.
Someone after if people are remembering me, even though he was supporting Barrow, but he is not afraid to speak out the truth.
So
he's not afraid to stand by the truth.
Good.
He's an ass leader.
Okay.
To follow up from Suleiman is that, and what Salifu is saying, Sai Bajelako is even worse because the president bill saying I carche blankly the president or they can do whatever they want. Ni pareta abanta, then they continue la life be jola be call be didela. So the accountability and holding the government accountable, President Okafoko, ni man fenke nyimbanko kuno ite fenso dola. Sai wo be bota jele. Whatever you do, ni pareta initalele jo yekodo be dila for la life. You are a president for life. So fana nata corruption of entrenched again.
Akumada. Honorable Nia Jibe Diamol Kono Kumul Fota Minde Bedending below in the act which was passed in 2021 and no allocation for it in 2024. Omu fende de mi alon ko malon aketa no nyaadile ani malon minen aketa. And then isa fonole because it be jele 2021 and in the Mansakunda la population housing census ning and in Pamitu ning. Honorable omu fende de mi alon ko it means a lot to bankudingol minni alon ko ibulo me kobeng because ninko ibulo me kobeng ja wolo multi minni alon ko sulata mako rolale andu niamo e mako ro atolen bije pour mol nyal wala député la kataraje pour mol nyal bar ñu be mo kullete minni alon ko iketale hani say kumam bonoje kumam keje mako ro
Mustafa akam da diam lali ya fanyame tawla yala be kere wan do ku nobala wol bebe jele ani imam banko wala interest because ne budget bilateral ka kenyim banko kan as early as September Ministry of Finance ka sakula pass ko ika ministerial inform ko budget bilateral mina very soon so it needs ika bula wala kono and then the permanent secretary is the accounting officer in every ministry. And permanent secretary la do ko lang ay consultation o kaje kon tolbe sulare munela nyina budget ko nyanta mensor. So kombe kuma arenda ko health insurance bill what health insurance act minister of health permanent secretary fula wala beje. So ndenga amra ko nin dol nyina do ma nyala nyala wondo partners nyol even partners nyol will be haglo better lakan. So akamunda mulman worry le mela do kolata seriously. Wala tenan allocation mankeje or they are giving priorities to other things more than the health insurance. I'm so a traveling vote it was added and then well defended at the budget bilateral. So either taunte yalen do nobalia ani mam bank mola ko kumayandi wala na 2024 budget me along ko ngayila ko fembeter la jere pour health insurance among Keno. Ninata population and housing census la Mustafa an act of parliament since Obenyim Banko Kanjan Kabri 1963 census that Tanyim Banko Kanjan Nemanya according to the census act. So Sanjitang was Sanjitang Akele. Then Nistang me along with Jar Fenko Bekalale, census Bekalale, partners informally, Ministry of Finance Fanankake, Central Statistics Department, Gambia Bureau of Statistics is responsible for census. And that department is directly under Ministry of Finance. And the Ministry of Finance will be custodian of our finances. So Ministry Department member need to go to because when I find this may go serious oversight like that. Of late, they rose to the partners like UNDP, CAFO, 2023, more census reality, and then Ministry of Finance, think budget on problem, so our 2023 budget did not have anything like a assistant given to go for the census. So all that na man, masakuna thing explain no ko oversight like the Natala. Me along the Malala more in fact, Nintam president starting from cleaner, right, starting from the minister right down to the cleaner, Minister of Finance, that they should go in this is a serious negligence. An important exercise like census, more be nyas sorom bankogang, imang the land wala. Because nim masakunda be develop, normal level of development all keladulado blindly. That census report algari la wala and alcohol the partners nyol. Nida da kian sign what more kemesabala more 300,000 one more will one never kian but some census and go more will tell lebaje. Sulata mulale, sulata lotanola. Alcohol information not old. So the whole 10 years no absent bankogang. That's a serious thing. So again, in for information, you will see people will protest. You will see people will lose their job because of this. But because people don't care. The head, I'm very sorry, but from the leadership, it's a serious because if it is a serious government, something must happen. Why Nimbekega? But everyone is just comfortable. So Minister of Finance did not explain anything. Coming for Gambian is a memo on census oversight like it. No allocation for that one. So what do you mean about it?
It's very sad. It's very sad.
And unfortunately, we have a president that doesn't understand things also. And nimmol diamutanka fole ko ha karanale bankotinya man karanal need. But at the end of the day, back to the same thing ko. Kaitol be ka safele. Abe safele angale kangotole. Foya moy ka understand ka faham. Unless woman for nyin call molia understand because with all these some of these problems even happening, more bukalom president fonka CJL doesn't understand these things. And then most people ni melbe dokola masakunda if molia lonko president call understand and they abuse that also. So because that also is a big challenge we have. So fonga si koteke na nyim banko jube because banko be tunen kanne andun diamuti je abe tunen kanne nin konte fenkela je na be tunen nale because na be tunen na ten tula koma. So mo nyantalone because MP nte jikila teita MP soltole because they ning executive mantama ngafale ko at this MP be jele njiko be jele it also called pick up but ngajelo ko MP yol ida private member bill fante bukaje fang MP liya try ka nat for camera is it expensive because ngalon control we push it we put money in to push it but is it really that because we've been putting money on these private members to push them but is it really it's not a good
I don't know what is stopping. The current National Assembly members are very, very fortunate in terms of bringing private members bill in our parliament. Unlike us, National Assembly sign, they have their fully fledged legal department. So you as a member, any proposal on a private member bill, not stop nola. Mobi me along legal backgrounds to help you in drafting. Unlike Ntola time we rely heavily on government. And if the private member bill not like is not in their favor, they will block it. I made an attempt to make an amendment to Public Order Act I informed the office of the clerk, but I'm on town. But thank God now they have their fully fledged department. We are seeing because as we speak, 3 private members bill are being looked at being tabled this particular session. The other one on Tuesday is coming. So there is nothing stopping them unless you are limited in terms of, and then we have to get the private members because we cannot rely on the executive for those bills. Executive Fajubele may alonko it will favor may favor it or not. The only time that you are stopped from bringing a private member bill in court and expenditure of government, you will not. But other than that, you can come up with a private member's bill. Nobody will stop you. So that this is not happening because of lack of awareness among the members. But thank God we are seeing some members are bringing private members bill into the parliament, unlike before.
Yeah.
Assemble
water.
No, assemble water. The lights.
Yeah, and in the until obviously, I work in mental health, and mental health GB from a huge kind of perspective. Na population or come for wrong census numbers is extremely important. From those numbers is along, jelebe diabetes jelebe far come from certain diseases, etc. Name our numbers also you can't go anywhere. The last census, we are a very youthful population. If I get it right, over 60% of the population are young people under 25. Or I know young people from NGB, especially West Coast. Young people min katanim bakwela, ikafa. Young people many alonko they are involved in crime, modular statistics there is a direct link between unemployment and in crime in the youth population. So in all factors will be Ministry of Youth, for example, wala budget o benyadile, wala budget o as a youth jamal nafano.
$200,000.
Yeah.
Sorry, 200 something thousand. 200 something thousand million. Yeah, 200.
You will budget compared to President Holland Dawalo Lungolo. Then it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. Until we are lucky to be in this position because the population is a youthful population. But until for Bangkok by Bangkok, and the reason is why employment opportunities deal. Ipika yeta for grade 12 ita doko sotola imanda fi imu ibani fight with Daniel. Ndeni jama baka kacha itakonye loko look. I would rather die on the way mori aje kumfana nga katale than nga sisu kono jang every day in mystery. Apprenticeship scholarship so is adilo funding ke lade. Nin funding ke jita school. Ya ko ni a welding karang mbe jolale every month 1,500 at least if an money bodo saya samba so. Those kind of schemes are not happening. So young people are becoming more and more depressed. And once they are depressed, they are getting more and more involved in knife crime, in drugs and alcohol, etc. When they come back home, they don't have anything ready for them. So you have to navigate New Gambia after you have sold the land to try and go to Sweden, England, or wherever. So near say so investment beta of Fentebulu. And you are starting from scratch. So there are a lot of things, Nabanko Mantramming addressed as far as young people are concerned. So we are in the process of organizing mental health promotion in Tujereng, Sukuda, and in Burfoot. We are going to look at issues, young people in a relationship with drugs and alcohol, and in health implications, and young people from knife and crime, young people unemployment, prostitution amongst young female, women, and in, sex trafficking, etc. Because society impact and it's about time we came out and spoke openly about them.
It's true. That is really drug and mental health because mental health increase and sign we are seeing new trend also of imamul ke from far. We don't know. What are we dealing with here? Is it mental health? What is it? We'll be carrying the sign. So that would be really good, Sarifo, with that thing because there was one taxi driver car explaining tourist taxi driver Lemati, and he was explaining to me coal maker in terms of dindungol dropping suto not coal men jafang. This country is just destroyed. So So these are these things that I think the thing is that I think we need to have strong civil society as well. Civil society
Yeah.
has to step up because then I didn't know way. The civil society is very strong. Yes, political
Yeah.
parties are strong, but the civil
Mm.
society is extremely strong because if
Yeah.
you look at all pick up then we pull it. Because look at our parliament lobbying some laws canale, you mother je borije parliament, ya ECJ, buka obeje Gambia. Coming people
Mhm.
at parliament hearing to just put in their opinions and things.
Yeah.
We have to really get the civil society up.
I know.
Honorable Nyimu Kuti mi alonko e molbe sulale ni ajibe observation also ani recommendation also ani cool min ni alonko e be keri nyintembeng bayri census fo man sakunda mi ala ka foko wo kanate lale wo atandile ko imang serious molla ko metel ko molla ko mambulum inyako to fenna
No.
baratul fanam bije on the ground ye mollong ya connection o soto madi ko abinala janne ning ala mabe next week bare janni wobe be kala nim bilol min kapas yinu min beke ke ite amira ndol bitlo nyanda min kala because nga for last couple of weeks ago bire mari na janka ko fo ite mako ela no binto private member bill min ne alonko momo ila national assembly member mantara perform kam fo luati ni mi ala ta fo ko anga commande nga bonde wota kala no ba
Okay, that's a recall. You know the particular provision, but that's what is called recall in the constitution.
Okay.
National Assembly, in fact, if 1/3 of the voter population, they are not happy with your performance, they are not happy with your attitude, they can make a recall to go for by-election. But
So,
process is yellow in such a way.
1/3 or a third.
Yeah, I will find out. Special percentage they can make a recall. By election. But because the process is like impeaching the president. Process because a petition in the Bekala and then certain percentage a bill has to be passed by the parliament before it is done. So process in the jam for Yajan, in fact, and then this is a law we have. So Lana laissez-faire attitude in parliament is very, very, very common. In fact, Mustafa, you have to fair to yourself. Parliament B Ikejo Kodomene Moto did $2 million. You receive not less than $100,000. You are at least bit comfortable in life. So what is stopping you from doing your work? So these are issues. Parliamentarians are people taking their people for granted. What is up? And on top of that, model youth employment more for them. Niajibe budget 2024 budget, Minister of Finance 60 million. I only put for many people store for the president. Members complain yakun to 30 million. The only explanation Minister and member for Parliament if the president want money prior to all, I cannot cut that money. I must give him that money because I have a position all back. 60 million. What are you going to do with 60 million? 20 days. And then, in fact, the code does not even make sense. The coming for president parliament because parliamentarians are there to make survey on the needs of their people. Here are some parliament here for Mustafa. Every region has a regional education directorate, regional health directorate, regional agricultural directorate, and regional directors report every week or every month. They report on the main office. They report directly to the permanent secretary. Classroom problem or in a bank of problem agriculture extension workers health problem no solo monkey so what they call a president like 60 million spend this is an insult. This is an insult. This is just what is a political jamboree that we need to take care of it.
Honorable saying meet the people to politicality. Yeah, it's very clear cut. Kata political, abe mol nenna, abe mol hasla, abe wolla. I mean, we've seen it because everything is live out there. So Ntemaje president no sita
is an avenue for them to get money, because a DSA is given to you, daily social allowance is given to every member of Token. If you are a minister or if you are a director or a permanent secretary, once you go beyond Cloro, you receive $2,500 per night. The military officers are given something like $1,500, and before you leave, half of that money must be given to you. So
Exactly.
you see people celebrating it. Mustafa is rather unfortunate, but this is why projects fail in agriculture and they will come. I'm very sorry to say that one.
I'm saying, Honorable Ikafoleko on corridors, government corridors, and civil servant corridors, Ikafoleko, no more make Barola in regime. It a make that is also
exactly.
It's rather unfortunate, you know. Bari Abakumala Bake, Ning Senor Konosodiano, Kula Mimbe Dending, Fuaro Mbe Nyagio Fitalanyadile, Honorable Bakari. Iti Amira.
Yes.
It's a Fuaro Nyagio Fitalanyadile, because Brita Konyim census womu lapsledi, I also on the Nyalale. Oh, I come, I knew we are getting the creative Bakele ko. Kuku mamin bako ikanyina wala fulanya wana bala deputy min ben National Assembly ibije kul kana ikatambi wonyama sakoning ilafta kodo kana kodo do banda igafo nyindong mu bill of urgency aning ko wol mu fenne de mi yalonko ngamira nyanta woji be la ñofele and wol mu fenne de mi yalonko ngamira nyanta dan le sign honorable because balo be nyame balo nyanta tambila wolale malo fafam lañ
yeah
Mustafa Mustafa Penko yaje just briefly draw. Sometimes we have to numbers speaker wulia for the numbers. So statistical numbers no be jeka wulia. Your 2021 household survey I can go 53.4% of 1.1 million of the population were poor. This is 2021. 2021. So an increase of 4.8%. What a lot of more poverty levels. And the rural areas, in fact, what the poverty rate, rural areas was estimated at 76% in 2020, compared to only 34% in KMC, Banjul, and in West Coast. So poverty in Niajibe, all the poverty is increasing every day. Your deputy, all richness will be increased every day. So this is why Nimul Dunta Deputy Bumbakono, it can completely Mune Sindije, if it's Sirin Jamale, Eka Jamale Nafa, Eke Kunkilo Damale Nafa. Unfortunately, this is how everything is turning out to be. Because in budget allocation or in Kadiemolu, in farmers tolu, overseas traveling, you will be kuntu. How much would you save for the country? You will be kuntu pump into agriculture and in healthcare. How much difference is that going to make to those sectors?
Also, Salifu, back just Salifu Memfokan. Why don't they stop? Because we run recruitment. And the salary is low, but allowance sold will cassia before they can attack. Why don't they pay people well and then stop these allowances? It's just creating corruption, unnecessary traveling and activities and events.
I think the reason for that, last week Nuhaya for Jamako because Ning salary siata, ikawo tax le more. So tax what I sabi go plan go ferel Nuha did mention that.
I didn't know about it until I was doing there was one headhunting recruitment we were doing. And when I was headhunting people, some of them started telling me, but why didn't you people increase the allowances and lower the salary? Because if not, we will be taxed. And I said, but why would that happen? Well, yeah, but that's how it is in Gambia. No, we don't know. We don't do that. What is the way it's supposed to be? So why wouldn't people? Because we always tell our customers that put the high salary, just just remove some of the allowances. The high salary, somebody is paid well, and that is it. And then,
Like,
because
yeah.
now tax cheating, we are now, how do they call it? We are now finding a way to get out of, to hide our money, because then those monies are not, and government is losing as well, because nobody tax those allowances.
Right.
Yeah, so ko abedo kublale wala na dropped. I think he's at work. But Honorable Bakari, what would have Bake?
Yeah.
Getting the time. Muna bakela la final thoughts di. Wala kono to dia kula mimbe den in topic or B. Namimbe fujang. Your final thoughts. Ila kono to dia Honorable Bakari Kamara.
Abaraga Bake Mustafa. Kongo diamol menunga dati wato kabirim bojeto la karola wa hanina jata kende la karola. For actuals, never did motor na committee every 3 months, nim execution on sida already ye waranto isugo you can spending bekelale. So now start from January, February, then the particular ministries no kumani le kaita nego, what have you spent the past 3 months momentum that age less spend. So work out transparency and accountability kake ba kele. Woku mata bage saji bangu dingol salongo ila kodo dunda mune kunna ama jata kende ala karolo mu hakil tu bala de masa kunna nyande hakilo tamandlo mena kaje ko kodo kana keje dam bar kodo be keleje kukumal men la yetama allaban point o men fala it's really disheartening report all community and water statistics community poverty be fuaria be lafa kan banko kan because ngajele 2021 mentam that 2022 ngara minister of finance salary ka foga but mo le men observe mo le men korsa ni men be ker wala salary ka fanya nyara ne ban han kabi fuara ni mambo no mo man si mune kan num bakaso lel dabe isele kan sando so to strike a balance ya the government for social sector ko nga fanya minister agriculture senom bunal de me alongo atol be alon atol be tuba bule tuba do ko buga mo fanka yande akela balwo sonande de man bar pour mo le bo nyum faare akon masa ko nanya ko dolo dala ya spend semo kunna funding to be to 122 million yodi youth population ola ndenga Senegal ni Senegal television ol jube one farmer masa ko ka empower ka 10 million sefa diala or more than that ni o soto nyam banko kan debo sa do men just poultry fula mofula da malka poultry gaji yage fo sama banda be the following ya ko ne man support soto yeda ha but wol stomada killing what killing de kaje ko eka wilim won soto eka wilim won lul soto because of a system the Malayanda dollar so we will mark back ala dimba some son and able so purun fuare ya ebo mansakunda be investment ge heavy investment ngada moto sangolla nganda tama bambalol anun ka ko Mustafa auto fanon kumara baga ngajele sango bandula nyinang minister and president traveling bank anyanta start as early as January 2024 I start because it will help us to save a lot of money. COVID-19 kabrana nga kodobem follow so nga COVID kelemena where we are saving from our traveling 500 million men dunda corona ko na but traveling na kun so ninsi da gamba for June July kon ka traveling control at a sense make as early as January then we start cutting the traveling stop member kala traveling de ko na social sector like agriculture fuare be talala nyimbo sol kon ko ngafda na badi ndokol nimbar ningol nin dingol men kata ba ko la dol be ko na net $5 million jale ka invest dol be they are willing to invest they will have something tia that you be nyina be nyame alhamdulillah do mol man satisfied but yemo joran so ya supply ni jambandola I fal tan so do wanda I fal mo so do no yo wafi tono at $38,000 at least abe bungulo la andala sambal wo fana be sona ya no la je so mol ka kol kete but ka ko do ta ka spend traveling kuna ni mo to sang namasa kuna le dawa ata fo ya ba ni banko kan
Barabake, Honorable Akumara. Sal,
Yes.
Your final thoughts, Bakela Minity, guidelines regarding the program.
Nde como ko sorry nya hede tolal de na musu panel on nyi na ta tolal.
Nei jobate.
Ya kon de min fodro. Ya je
ila micro ila fenko atondi sabi jingala fa kele bulu atondi ila camera abi ila fenko ka fundi ha. Okay.
Yeah. So nde min fodro. Ya je banko stakeholders le bije. Stakeholders wolom nyindi mansakunda bijele ordinary people bije, civil society bije. But in civil society, because a lot of noise make about what is happening in the country. Banko katutala koma ledrong because newly ajeleko when people are in that National Assembly, some of them they become intoxicated with power, and the more intoxicated with power, can calm down abuka dia because I take a opposite direction. I can drone jibe all the time. I take a direction of jibe mimbe jaman nafala. So then I ko cool mimbe cake and Gambia be. Imantara Gambia nafala ni Gambia dingul be nafala. It's about time. Nga solution or in many along they are long term. Nga solution or in many along they are easily accessible by the general population. Come going to come in for drone. Need after invest in healthcare, you must bring into the equation na primary care. Primary care is the target. It should always be the target. Near investment in primary care, boro lombang, scanning masking or lombang, doctor or lombang, nurse or lombang. It would make a big difference to people's local lives. I think a big difference to prevention is better than cure.
Thank you very much, Sal. Your final thoughts, Janimida.
Yeah, Mbafala Abarkabake, Honorable Kamara and Salifu, and it's really good to have you guys here. Pulka go deep into the discussion auto. And of course, Honorable Kamara, your insight as an MP in the system definitely is valuable here, and Mustafa Abarkabake every time. And the laughter men for la wole mudorong again Salifu for civil society that they have to take their responsibilities seriously. They have to be able to be active. Ye call jube dia moeke call to, and also masakunda fana nyanta stop la leka short notice di mola parliamentarian ola budget toto pour ya jube and parliament fana nyanta balan na leka dati ka balang ka foko budget to nyanta na la junale ka make sure ko ka push to isaje finally time so to pour ka jube parliamentary fana ya jube ko isita moldo nya mol dani opinion la wara ye mako mol bijele. There are lots of Gambians hani diaspora ni mol contact je, they are willing to help yeta ni ku soto yeta ye mol kumandia foko ko ndenga nyislo de nga understand tenne ye mune mira je jando ka kele all the time ika fen soto le ye modo kumandia ta sa ya ndinga understand tenne te understand nyadile inyanta wo kela political party fanan oppositional lafte fanal danila ya kela dokoti kanyim budget to scrutinize kana in public to have a public discussion on this budget for nata kabe bondi mole nyamo kono fanango fanan is also important ni all fananje because ni wonte masakunda ntol ngajele sai masakunda man interest to Gambia dingolto president man interest to Gambia dingolto foy fol fatale foy balutale alnene yaje president baro ye low I react to Gambia no la koro kan dingol be fala kol be kala banku dol ika president baro moy la react asi diamu wala president fiti hani bi dingol be fakan hani bi drogol be dingol bandila imam president baroje ay wuli ay press conference ke woto wala an statement na wala a press release fiti diko we are in a crisis and this is a situation or dingol fatale you feel sorry for the parents yes mo kontom parent nene maje he has no interest banku dingol to so sai banko bentol fongole blu pour ka kota ka kisikiti ka kol murde MP sol mel be sirinje yo banku do ko la ni man fenke banku dingol to ni bota MP yala mbebe ta wo foire wala kono katu la nyin ko do tay dem doron mbebe mur la jele so they should think about that ko they will be affected at some point mafla jubera la fana barka bake and la barka bake auto nenka jubera la commentol be sorry man commentol tano I didn't even check it I came late la barka bake
Inimbara, but Jenny Bita, Honorable has been active at any Madi, ye fenne kinyanang, iko, lafta mfana, lafta maybe nga mio minjije, nga lafaje, ngamarande nga kiyana, na malum fa copy nyijelabang. Sal, I will send it to you.
Okay. But I did one time so I didn't look at it.
Because I think Jenny ba sambala discussion at the National Assembly, for Jenny ba pass la also. So ngamere nying ayena ba momo la observation momo yiming jeno je and then for isal fano wala ya tala and then ma send la back to Madi Cisse honorable and about I'll share it with you, Sal, as well. Kodi.
No problem. Thank you.
Honorable, thank you very much. Allah Baraka. Thank you all.
Allah Baraka Bake. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Allah Baraka Bake.
All right.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Yo, don't lamol lan jiberal mobe dawoda anibe what ni nana lokung civic education program o min kasuda kabran Skype wa radio and TV services. Watu insonye nalambe danna janne follow kunala inshallah program o nyin kana CPT le kabotalan lulu UK time kana fotalan worola akana wala brum be molbe tentulam be jele molmin be nyim program o shia pour azake mole karandandi wala karaduladi be tentulam be jela molmin be comments and contribution ke mol fana be tentulam be jela be danna janne fo sibitinala inshallah kabanan Skype wa radio and TV services on link albani malo Mustafa jamme membe sirin program o kunna fo sibitinala inshallah alimbara